Damn, it sounds like the intro's having an aneurysm. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Never
How we
thought
doing,
I'd,
everybody?
never thought I'd
Never
hear
a
you
dull
say that
moment.
kind of a comment.
I mean, there's a lot of them I just try not to for political correctness and me not trying to put a foot in my mouth of why I don't answer these things or why I don't reply in such a manner like saying how a can that's completely bad and I want to spit out and basically pour it out my freaking window. I want to say all these certain amount of things, but I feel like there's some people that wouldn't adjust to my humor and it would actually be quite the abomination on my end, and we try not to. I think that's with everybody, though.
The intro's having an aneurysm. You love to hear it.
Yeah. So, anyways, dynamic entry, brilliant teach, ready to preach, especially on today's topic. Now, I was asked this, and of course, you got some people that inbox you all the time, probably teach, and they go, "What's this flavor? How do you like it? What's your thoughts about it?" You probably get that regularly, right?
Sure, but from my experience of us doing this podcast, you have people like they will ask you the weirdest questions.
Some of it is weird shit. I got to be completely honest. Now, I understand how I know my mind's crazy, and I feel like there's a lot of people that aren't exactly ready for me to speak my mind and whatever, and that's why even if I were to just stop rambling and just get cutthroat and straight to it, I'm afraid myself for the answers that lay inside, deep in the back of my mind.
Yeah,
But then there's just some stuff where I just kind of crack jokes and it just keeps coming.
you have people asking you like, if it's a Tuesday and your shaker's color green, what flavor is your watermelon guava tub? Huh? You get asked the weirdest
I
stuff.
mean, yeah, they do. I mean, I don't want to mention any names, but they're kind of like, "What's this mix?" or "What do you think about this ingredient?" or there's some of the stuff where I kind of wonder, like, when it's people face to face, and they're kind of like, "Why would you drink that?" And I would say, "Okay, what are you drinking?" and let's compare.
Yeah, but you'd
I
also have
think that's normal apples to apples, conversation. But then there's some comments where I go, dude, that's random as all hell.
yeah, but you'd also have people messaging you, and I say, "Oh, this is a funny hypothetical," but to a funny hypothetical that could be some seriousness. You can also be the person to have like people messaging you, taking a picture of an actual can of a brand, being like, "What's this ingredient?" and it's just highlighted water. Really, what do you think of this ingredient? H2O? That's chemical talk. What is this? In my drink, my beverage, what's H2O? Why is it in here?
That depends. Fountain or tap or you gotta come up with some weird ass answer. That's just the funny that's just the funny jazz of it, Broham. I mean, I do love it though. I mean, there's some questions that are better answered than others, let's be honest now, but I thought this one was kind of a good one. And for those that are wondering what today's topic is, and you're probably seeing the title, I just simply put Keys to the Castle. And this has been discussed before, and it was kind of like, you guys seem to know what you're doing, and some guys just don't. And even though you've had some of the guys on the show, some CEOs, some content creators that have had their ties with companies, pretty much if, hey, here's the keys, you got the company, later, and they dip. What do you do as you take control and basically name the brands as they go on? And I'm like, this could be eye opening for not just the brands that have actually watched this show, but it might bring a little bit of clarity because, I mean, unfortunately, we do compare brand to brand for better or for worse. And sometimes there's like a conflict of interest. Like, for instance, this is the Advanced GG Shaker. I got G Fuel Isaac Tears in it.
Interesting.
It happens. And what's 3 feet to my left? My glitch hoodie. Come on, people. You know I got more range than Steph, so quit playing with me.
Okay, now he's got bars.
Only if I tried. Although I've written music.
First he writes
How,
books,
seriously?
then he writes
That's different.
poems, now he's writing bars. What will really do next?
In fan fictions, I've remixed a lot of music. Yes.
What remix?
Yes. I've always put it, I've always gave credit to the original song and then put Rel remix at the end. Yes. Factual. But I think the way to open it up is a follower of the show actually saw, now I'm pretty sure you kind of saw this over the weekend. So, Red Bull drinkers out there, you are not going to get a new can for every season anymore. They're strictly doing summer and winter. Which I can't really blame them because at this point, if you go by just the assembly process itself, aren't they kind of running out of ideas?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean,
Because,
they vaulted a lot of ideas.
They've had, like, there's so much more Red Bull could do. Because, like, when you think of it comparatively, there's so little they have done compared to companies that are running out of ideas. Like, sure, it's comparing apples to oranges, but, like, compare, like, Red Bull to, like, G Fuel. G Fuel's running out of ideas. Red Bull has so many more they could do.
I'm going to be getting the G Fuel later tonight in this podcast, but I think Red Bull is just simply working on simple flavors at this point. Like G Fuel's already made like a bunch of stuff where we've said it. Dark number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, what do we got? And let's fingers crossed. We're already at that point with some of the G Fuel flavors, as you know. Now, some of them have turned out good, but there's some of them where I'm going, I don't know, Chief. And we've mentioned that several times. Or how it won't be the same description, whatever. But if we go by just single flavors, I mean, you already got your basics, and how more simplistic can they get? Because you've already got things like acai, pina colada, you know, your pear, your Juneberry, which is Native American blueberry, which I think kind of contradicted itself a little bit, but I'm glad it's here still.
I think there's nothing wrong with them sticking to the basics.
You think there's something wrong with them sticking to the basics?
No, I think there's nothing wrong. Like, I think it's sometimes better to, like, be known for having the best of the best for more basic style stuff than trying to get way too experimental and having it fail. I think you build a solid foundation on the basics and then you branch off.
Yeah. I mean, do I think that's some of their simple stuff? Now, to Ty's point, Juneberry, unique. I liked it. Strawberry apricot, every time I picked it up, I picked up a few of them. They've never tasted the same to me. Maybe it was just like maybe it was too sweet. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. Pear cinnamon, acquired taste, not for me. Now, this one that they got going on for the summer is, I think they said winter 2025 or something, or whatever's coming down the line. Iced gummy bear. Now humor me, Teach. I keep looking at it and I keep thinking of the Goat Fuel gummy bear can, and the gummy flavors haven't been good.
I can't say I've had the goat gummy.
Vitamin Shop, if you ever buy it, I don't think they're in GNC yet. Although, like I said, if you pick up a Gorilla Mind, like what's on my list after my next paycheck, you let me know. Simply regarding, there's plumbing to do at my house, and my pockets are a wee empty. Oh, the pain. Life hits you.
Just true.
Life hits you. Teach, you got the keys to Red Bull. What are you doing? Any changes?
I got the keys to Red Bull.
You got the keys to Red Bull. You got control. What changes you making?
Coming, I think you run two lines. I think you released everything as a sugar and sugar free.
I like that actually. I like that. Oh, speaking of, you gotta bring back cranberry for me. And the ocean breeze. Yes.
I think they keep building on basic flavors and working off from it because Red Bull has shown they can do basic fruit flavors great. Forever Blueberry is goated. And I think
Teach
sometimes
for
they
president.
get a little too weird, they mess up. Like pear cinnamon, the cinnamon was very artificial and was very weird. Pear, basic like Red Bull pear, was very good.
Yes.
But otherwise, I think we stick to marketing towards extreme esport or extreme sports. I think we maybe not market as much in esports anymore. Personally, I don't see Red Bull as an esports sponsor, or they're like wanting to sponsor individual people. Like, how many people do you really know are going to start streaming and they're like, I grabbed a Red Bull to be energized today for my stream. They stream
it's actually very funny you say that because the first two things I think of, so I have no idea the exact details, but Sin not too long ago gave a shout out to Red Bull Gaming. And then we have, God knows how much they paid Ninja. But did you actually see what's going on with the new rules for Rocket League teams?
They can have sponsorships for energy or something along those lines.
Yeah, no energy drink sponsor. And I'm like, what the fuck? What's next? You're going to ban the Fortnite team for do they got to put duct tape over the G Fuel sponsorship and shit? Like, again, right? I always said that, and we've said this before. If you have your sponsorship, you know, let's say you own the company, you have a team out there, they're having their jerseys, they're outperforming, and they have to take tape and put it over the jersey for an event. You're kind of pissed off. Now, granted, right, there's some people where, hey, I got a black jersey. Hey, we got any black electrical tape? Let me just, paint or Sharpie a piece of tape or something. And then there's like, nah, I'm going to take blue masking tape and put it on a black jersey so it looks tacky as all fuck. Like, dude, I'm sorry. That's bullshit. And for the people that get the most consistent amount of money, you can't guarantee money from a competition. You can't guarantee that somebody's going to use your PC parts company. As far as consistency is cash flow, the regular purchases, it's the energy drink sponsor.
The other thing to me, and it's funny you bring it up because I don't even know where Limitless exactly is at. There was rumors of them leaving Advanced GG. If they didn't leave Advanced GG, I see, but I know maybe it's per weird contract. Maybe it's some individual team members are allowed to still be partnered with them.
So the problem is that I'm pretty sure that Sin and Limitless are not with Advanced GG at the moment. I don't think they are, but we gotta get him on the show soon. Maybe we'll make a call to him soon. See if we could see him. And I don't think you've seen him since you saw him at TwitchCon, if I'm correct.
Correct.
Let's get a reunion going on for the people. I think we all want, especially yourself. But yeah, that was a pretty damn bad thing by Rocket League. And if Rocket League's done by Epic, is Rocket League in Epic?
I don't think it's done by Epic. No, I don't think it's owned by Epic. I think it's on the Epic. You may be able to find the Epic store, but it's not done by Epic.
I'm trying to find company. Oh, Psyonix. I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. I thought it was an Epic game. I was about to say, okay, so that means, that'd be pretty contradictory of itself, because what happens if Ninja, who only plays Fortnite, can't have anything G Fuel related on his stream? Is that where they would go? I'm glad I don't have to speculate about that anymore, because that's ridiculous. Correct me if I'm wrong, Teach.
No.
I mean, the amount of bullshit, I don't get it. But moving on, tell you what, I'll give you a shot. Name a company.
Oh,
Name
you
one
know
of these
the-
companies.
You know, if I also have the keys to Red Bull, it's the other thing we're gonna do. We're gonna increase the caffeine count.
Really?
Mm-hmm. No more of this 80 milligram BS. Step it up to like 140, 160. Double it. 160, double the caffeine count.
Now, this is just me. I drink the 12 ounces, so it's 112. And me personally, if I'm in the mood for it, I pick up one can, and if I take a sugar-free Red Bull, I prefer that than some of the 300 milligram cans, personally.
I think it's already been known and shown that formula does matter.
Especially G Fuel.
Yeah, there's a reason why I had a terrible, unhealthy caffeine problem at one point in time in my life for drinking 1200, 600 milligrams caffeine a day. Because when the formula's not good, you don't get the effect. You're just going to keep drinking it, wanting something. And now I will have 225, 450 max now.
Wait, how many shakers a day now?
I have one or two.
So 500 instead of 1200?
I mean, 450 or if I have two.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Depending on how healthy the scoop is, 400 to 500-ish.
Sure. Yeah, no more than
So-
1200, 1600 days.
That's actually pretty damn good for you, dude, because, I mean, again, I know some people where... I mean, there's some people I knew where you're drinking them underneath the table, for real. But now you're going down to 2 shakers, so now basically... Now, listen, I know me and you are closer to 30 than we are 20, but that's a good step in direction for you, man. I'm proud of you.
Don't bring it up. I don't want to be reminded.
Dude, trust me, I only got a couple of months, so how do you think I feel? I got everyone asking me, hey, Relly,
Aren't you
how's
younger
the
than me,
wife?
though?
I'm 30 in June.
You're 30 in June?
Yes.
Why do I always want to think you were younger than me?
Some circumstances we don't need to have on camera, maybe.
I'll be 9 in July. Don't remind me. I don't want you to be 30 either, so don't remind yourself.
Well, I mean, there's some old humor that I've actually had between guys, but again, I don't want to put that one on camera. Not on this program, other programs maybe. When I start to do maybe a comedy album on my regular YouTube, maybe I'll put them in. But I guess name a brand, Teach, and we'll keep going from there. One that's going and not one that we think is in the middle of a rebrand or has little on the website.
Gamer subs. Because I already know
Damn,
two
this-
things you would say to gamer subs. There's two obvious ones that we preach.
Take out the dies. What's the second one? I'm losing it.
Take out the melt detection.
Does it? Do I have a Gamer Subs thing with me?
I swear their brand had melt detection in it.
Let me look up a Gamer Subs label, but I don't think it. Let's see.
You still hit number one right off the bat.
Well, I mean, I'm always gonna tell everybody no dies, and I'm gonna keep that consistent. I mean, it's just kind of just is what it is at that point, right? There's no... So on the good label, I don't see maltodextrin.
They may
I
not,
see-
but I clearly swore they had it.
That I don't. I see Red 40 in there, but I don't see that. Oh well, whatever the case. I think that's just kind of it for that one, right? Because I think they got everything else down to a T.
Do they though? You want to change the thing about them if you had the keys to the castle?
For gamer subs?
Mm-hmm.
Not that I can think of offhand, and that's me being truly honest, because not every brand could be the same. Like, it would be kind of sacrilegious to say enough of the titty shakers, as such. What? Say more booty shakers like Goblin Garbage? I mean, maybe that too, but let's be honest now. Let's be real with each other.
They're a sucralose company. I honestly always would have picked Gamer Subs to be a maltodextrin company.
I mean, there's a lot of them that are both, I've imagined it looks like a lot of them they're sucralose regardless, and maltodextrin's an added one.
So if you had the keys to Gamer Subs, the only thing you would really change is just take out the dyes?
Considering that they're starting to become one of the biggest growing powder companies in the game right now, and there's more and more people switching to Gamer Subs from G Fuel, from Advanced GG, quitting the stuff from Red Bull and going to... There's actually some people that I know that they're actually quitting Red Bull and Monster and going to the WWB brand risk from Gamer Subs. I mean, whatever does the job, by all means, and brand risk, that tastes good. That tastes mighty good.
The only thing I have a major problem with the brand risk is that has been shown to stain shakers.
Okay, so thank you for bringing that up. Well, I also think, isn't that a dye issue? Isn't that a dye problem?
Probably.
Because it's like, okay, you have your formula and all this. 10 curls, dude. I've been telling you this for every single week for like the last month. Get in your head, bro. Please. Enough.
Anyway, it's funny that comment was made because I've been here for like the past month and a half. And it was said that I was only gone because I was making a cross-country move. I would not quit the podcast.
He's never quit the podcast. He's just had life to worry about. But I think the stain of the shaker is a dye issue mixed with the other earthy ingredients that they have for antioxidants. So let's just blame the dye on that. Next, should I get the elephant out of the room with G Fuel and now move on to Advanced GG?
What, you having the keys to them?
Yeah, because I think I know what I'd do.
Take out the maltodextrin, take out the dyes, stick to a healthy 12 to 16 flavors. Don't overdo it.
Honestly, I don't have a problem with them doing so many flavors, although I do think that the ones that are shitty and meme related and are an acquired taste, I'd probably get rid of them. So, hear me out. No maltodextrin, no dyes. Abolish the can line.
You really want to abolish? You want to abolish the can line?
Okay, so hold on. The Walmarts are taking out G Fuel and replacing it with all these other brands that are up and coming. They're replacing it with Alani. They're replacing it with Ghost. They're replacing it with Prime. They're doing all these certain things, and they're just wondering. And you even say that the cans are inconsistent. The formula on it is bad. Okay, it's 300 milligrams of caffeine, but it doesn't hold up as far as drive and performance like a 12-ounce sugar-free Red Bull at 112 milligrams of caffeine. So what are we doing outside? Oh, we got the main 4 flavors here, and by the way, we're not going to buy any more after this. This is the last run of it. You got people that want to try and stick to one brand instead of going to all these other places. And mind you, people do stick with a brand. How can you stick with a brand that you have no idea if someone's going to pick it back up the next month? You get it 1 week, and then 2 months later, you'll never see it unless you go to like another town somewhere who just said, screw it, I wanted to try a drop. If you go by the inconsistency of taste, the inconsistent releases, how bad the formula is, and instead of, oh, I want to find this, oh, I want this in stock, hey, when's Amazon going to have it here? all these things that go wrong with it, the cans expanding, all the crapola. Just stop. Be done with it. Go with your strengths and not your weaknesses. Because how come, now mind you, over the weekend, I actually had a bad Rain Sour Gummy Worms can.
I saw that and that really surprises me.
Because it tasted like strawberry grandma candy, and grape medicine. That made the rocks behind the pool. Jesus.
Honestly,
Now again,
I've never had a bad can from them.
I know, shocking. But again, it's grape. It's anything grape related, you know this. But really, I stick to what I say. No maltodextrin, no dyes, abolish the can line. I understand if you always say, hey, make them 140 milligram cans. I can understand that. But if you look at the issues they have with the entire line, stop wasting your time and go with your strengths. And finally, an issue that we've been preaching for the last couple of years. Get partner managers that give a flying fuck. And I say that with Advanced GG too. By the way, shout out to the partner manager Poison, because he just released on his Twitter that a baby is coming. Baby Poison is coming. Poison, we're happy for you, and please take care. You and the lady deserve it.
You're also, so the other thing, if you have the keys, is that you're not going to think and take effect that if they can do all that with Shock's flavor, that they shouldn't just consistently do that. That's the one thing I always found odd. Like, good on Shock for insisting they do that with his flavor, and they have the capability to, but they still decide to add in all the other BS.
So if you include that, right, you know how they say focus on your strengths rather than your weaknesses? So now credit to Mark Anthony. But I remember there was an event where, there was 2 cases that only exist in the world of his can. That one event where there was the Mango Explosion can, which ended up just being some propaganda to boost sales, in my opinion. Between their eBay shop and everything else going on, how their collectability has gone down the tubes, they tanked it themselves. I mean, I get it from a business perspective, but people are buying less shakers now because of it, because you made them become undesirable. And I don't think they understand that fact. If you said, hey, we sell on eBay to people who can't get this, or whatever the case may be, I'm all for it. Or maybe some interesting stuff. Like, what happens if they want to do like a charity event where it's just like, hey, we have a Shock collector's box. This is going to a charity. Bidding starts at, how much, retail of what a collector box goes for. Like, I'm all for that type of stuff. But they're just duplicating. And they're making signs saying that all of our stuff isn't worth the hype that we all thought it was. They dug their own hole and they got to lay in their grave.
If you had the keys, wouldn't you also consider letting go of some partners that you would say are toxic, even though they just happily give away tons and tons of stuff, which does promote your brand, but otherwise are shown to be very toxic?
You mean DeVirus? He'd be gone in New York minute.
I didn't say names.
I said names because he's a fucking asshole. I'm sorry.
I didn't say names, but hey, if you
it's all on Twitter, and there's no way that all these G Fuel affiliates and partners hate you for no reason. And I'm sorry, but the fact that there's been people that have been a part of this show that have met the guy who are now saying that this guy is no good. Now again, I'm not saying DeVirus, who he is, off camera, off streams, and in his own home. I'm not saying the man. I'm referring to the character, the persona.
You think it's a character?
The man who he represents himself online. I'm not sure if it's a persona thing, Because there's some people I know that do this, and Deion Sanders did that with Prime Time. He did the same thing. Yeah. Good on your end, 10 Curls, because Advanced GG, well, I'll say this. If you have a cherry flavor of it, it's the worst thing you'll ever have. Having a cherry flavor from Advanced GG is the worst thing you'll ever have. But yes, if going on G Fuel, what would you say that you would do? Did I leave anything off? Did we cross everything on the list? Because Recon thinks that I'm bringing the fangs and the dragon breath, and
No,
I'm not sure if she's wrong. I'm not sure if it's because I'm still in my work clothes.
No, it's the truth. I think you also present yourself in a better image. I think you almost have a company restart in a way. I think with the original solid foundation, with having bigger partners and having an actual partner manager thing, and then they're abolish the partner managers. Let's go to the smaller program, which all of our partner managers said no to for a long time. I think they go back to their roots. I think they also go with the new CEO, who probably won't also have a negative image towards the online community.
Yeah, and Bry is right. I'm not going to say his name again, but there was a fridge giveaway that basically went to his buddy. And I'm sorry, but I will not name the friend of the pod that was beefing with him. But to say the least, he is a nice and genuine guy. And he's one of those guys where he just goes, wait, you have a problem with him? Dude, I'm just going to assume that you're an asshole. If you want to read the feed, by all means. But I will not say it out loud to put a foot in my mouth. Because again, you know whose side I'm on here. The receipts say it all. Let's see. Should we move on to Advanced GG before we beat the dead horse on G Fuel too much?
I don't know. I feel like there's still more to beat on the dead horse. I'm still trying to cook. I feel like there's more.
I misplaced my bat, so sorry, no beating for me.
Go back to your classic metal shakers. Stop with the new metal shakers that you say have no issues, but still people have issues with them.
Hey, you know what I supposed to Recon, and I think I proposed it to you too? Glitch needs to make an apron.
Yes, see, I'd rather than just stick
we
to
need it tonight.
Putting that money towards actual better products then.
I'm just saying it's fitting. They got merch. They got some other stuff. I mean, I like the Kitsune shirt. I like what they do with the Rocket Pop. I'd rather be like Shaquille O'Neal wearing that Glitch apron. Barbecue chicken alert. No?
I don't know. No.
That's no chief.
Put it towards better merch.
See? There we go. Why make shoes if you could do aprons instead? I always say, why do shoes? That's shit Bang does. I was fully against the Glitch shoes.
I don't know. I like the shoes because they're like Vans. They're like Converse. Who isn't like a good pair of Vans or Converse? The
only reason I disagree with that is I remember being I had a family member, an exact family member, part of the fashion industry, did have a store that was in Manhattan. Very interesting, to say the least. Very interesting. And as far as apparel goes, forget about it. I looked into what happens with shoes, and Lord have mercy. That's one thing I would never, ever get into. Ever. But moving on to, if we could be on G Fuel all night, so should we move on?
Yeah. Oh, no. Here's my biggest one. Here's my actual
Cook.
biggest one. A lot.
Biggest.
Yeah. Come out with new flavor packets. Allow people to pick them when they want to try out your stuff.
Come out with new flavor packets.
Yeah, because for the longest time, when you got a sample like kit from them, like a starter kit, it was just here's the 5 flavors, no matter the shaker.
Okay, so going further into that, this is why I knew that there would be like, I wish I wrote a freaking list, damn. Because we could have spent like a whole episode on this. But I remember for the longest time there was, wasn't there 7 packets?
Something. They would like switch out 1 or 2 every
So
once in a while.
I remember there was a raging, for the longest time there was a raging gummy fish, a bubble gum,
Juice,
battle juice, hype sauce,
Bahama Mama.
maybe
Oh, Blue Ice.
blue ice, and probably Pewds. Yeah. It would have been, and I remember the best one that you would get until they changed it. The best cotton candy that G Fuel ever made came in the 15 calorie packet. Screw Drama Alert, screw Ninja. It was the 15 calorie packet, unlabeled by a creator. It was the best. But not as good as... Anyone remember when Glitch made cotton candy?
Yeah, one day we hope it comes back.
Relly and Teach remember. Pepperidge
We do.
Farm remembers.
But that was always my biggest thing for them for the longest time. Come out with new flavor packets. Allow people to pick them when they buy the starter kit or buy a shaker rather than giving the same 5 every freaking time.
Well, yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of reasons why starter kits never got bought. And it's simply because, okay, what am I going to do with all these bubblegum packets? Besides throw them out.
Yep.
Pewds is mid. I'm not in the mood for Pewds, so that's going to stay in a drawer somewhere on the counter until it gets old, and then I'm going to hate it more. So, 10 curls. I actually have this. This is not on the market anymore. I'm not sure if you could still buy this, but here we are. This is supposed to be Lucky Charms. Now, I've tried this in milk. Good. In water, not so much.
Did we ever
I
get the
still gotta
reaction
get-
of Jimbo trying it?
I did not get the reaction of Jimbo trying this, and I still got to send this to Goblin to research and have science. And I still got to get something out to you very soon with a couple surprises for you and Recon. I'm ready for that. We'll have an episode about her doing some blind taste testing, and don't worry, I'm not gonna nuke your girlfriend. I would never do such a thing.
Send the samples my way. I'll do the nuclear. Don't give her the nuclear.
I'm not nuking my co-host. Jesus.
Sometimes sacrifices have to be made.
Buddy, when I sent you a C4 can, was it nuclear?
The ape one was Girl of Mines.
Okay, you got a bad can, which you're gonna have a second sample at your GNC, but since you actually have one right down the block, that's not gonna be a surprise anymore. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, I feel like, what's his name? Derp nuked us, for crying out loud.
Yeah, those were the days.
I mean, there's been some recipes that I've been waiting for you to try. Desperately waiting for you to try.
It's just blackberry revive and crack sauce.
That's one of them. One of
What's the
many.
other one?
Just glitch wise, crack sauce and tea.
No.
Then there's a couple. Then there's a couple other ones. But I mean, as far as powder, as far as other stuff that goes on, the sneak milk flavors, I think you and Recon would have a hoot trying those. Just let me know if they're still good, because I know I sent some samples out to Derp and I sent some out to Sassy.
Was it these?
I can't read that.
12
What are
ounce,
they?
12-ounce flour, and then the other one's the V3. You sent this with
Oh.
the.
Oh,
You
those
sent
those aren't those aren't the sneaks. No.
Oh, you sent this with the rogues.
Yes. Though I am curious if you want to try one.
Do you even remember what they are?
Yes, I do. I remember both of them.
What brand are they?
Classified, but they're two different brands.
Oh, is one actually classified V3? Is this actually classified V3?
Wait, which one?
It says V3.
Yes, I call it that.
Is it literally G Fuel classified V3?
It's White Elephant, yes.
That flavor or that smell is something else. It has like a harsh tone to it.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh, this better not taste as bad as it smells. Now, as far as the other
You
one,
want me to try one?
I mean, you gotta try both at some point, but
I will try one right now. You pick. I will go grab another shaker.
let's not have a bad night, so let's go V3.
Okay. I think he says let's not have a bad night. For V3, and I figured that would be the one that would be the bad night. All right, I got one other sample in here that just came out to try, and I have to send this out to you.
Ooh. Wait,
That
that's a
one?
big box. What the hell?
It's not that big.
Big enough? What the hell? Okay, if does anybody in this chat know what the hell he's got a box for? I send him an envelope. I send him a yellow envelope and I put the address on it or something else. Or I'll get that, you know, where it's that the smallest it fits it ships USPS box, the one that looks like it fits a VHS tape in it. Yeah, I send them in those or a yellow envelope, but that's just me. But to those who are wondering what it's in there, White Elephant by G Fuel, I actually get lemonade, a faint strawberry, but it's not so much there, and like an orange grapefruit. So Teach isn't a G Fuel guy at all. He thinks it's too thick and everything else. He doesn't have the taste for it anymore, but I'm curious on what the hell he thinks this is. We'll try this taste test and then we'll figure out, because we might have to have a Keys to the Castle part 2, because, ooh, man, we could cook on a lot. We could cook on a lot on this topic.
So, what is a V3?
So V3,
Is
in
it
my
legit
opinion,
the V3?
it is G Fuel White Elephant.
Right, he's making me drink this.
To be fair, I don't think this is bad. I just want your take on it, because I think there's supposed to be 3 flavors in there. Just to let you know, if there was coconut in it, I would not serve it to you.
Just so you know and the audience knows, I still do this to this day because I love this audience. I still put myself through this for the audience.
Yes, just like I go through cans and they find the winder.
Hold up.
And just remember, I could change accents if I want to. Cabiche? Like, have you ever heard of Last Saying when the angry Irish voice comes out?
Can't say have. I haven't talked to that gentleman in quite some time.
Oh, dude, he's hilarious. He is hilarious. I remember gaming with him. We were playing Fall Guys, and the angry Irish voice was coming out. I was leaning in the back of my seat. He's a character. I miss him. And he's very happy that Glitch has an orange back. He was very happy when I noticed him.
Wait until he gets to try the Teach Iced Tea.
Ooh.
All right. Without further ado, White Elephant.
Hola. Sicaroni.
I don't like the smell.
I said I hated the smell, but it tastes better.
I'll do this.
Survey says.
Classic powdery chalky taste. I think my taste buds are way off on this.
It's okay because, again, there's a reason why they had a contest over this.
Did they ever have a confirmation what the flavor was?
No freaking idea.
Because I'm getting like, it's reminding me of like a powdered candy. It's almost like not sweet tarts. There's another brand of like little candy that you could like easily crush up.
Smarties?
Smarties. Yeah, this gives me
Now,
almost like a Smarties
To me,
taste.
that's it's finished now, but to me, that's Isaac Tears from G Fuel. So I don't think they'd go that route again. So close your eyes, take a sip, and give me a fruit.
Give you a fruit.
Because I've identified the three flavors in my opinion. I just wanted to know yours.
White cherry.
You see, I thought that first. So I get lemonade off the
Oh, I
bat.
get no lemonade.
Really?
It may be like a citrus, but no like actual lemonade.
So I'm not sure the three that you're getting, but guess what the three I got was besides lemonade?
Lemonade, white cherry, peach.
I got faint strawberry and orange grapefruit.
If you want my like real digging at the flavor,
So I'm not sure if you've ever tried a Rowdy can before, which, by the way, thank God that the Rowdy Energy Project is being scrapped because it was terrible. It had a consistency issue. But if you've ever tried the lemonade, it was bad, but the strawberry lemonade, it's more lemonade, then there's like this back burner note of strawberry. And then for the aftertaste, I get that orange grapefruit. It took me a while to figure it out,
it's
but
maybe
that's
crazy.
my three predictions. It might be crazy, but there's no recommendation or label here, so fire away, buddy.
White cherry, white peach, kind of like the pomelo white peach, citrus.
Did you just say flat out citrus for the third one?
Mhm.
Dude, that could be anything.
That welcome to G Fuel. They would market it as a white cherry, white peach citrus.
Well, I could say the same thing for Maw. I could say the same thing for Ghost. I'm still trying to... By the way, I did actually place a order to Ghost. Just try a couple of samples. Just for any of those wondering out there, because I sure as hell wasn't going to try the protein shake and to pay, what, $45 for something I'm only going to try once? Like, what are we doing? Especially since iBrand is releasing the cherry limeade version of its greens line. Oh, the shame of it.
Can you guess what's in the box?
Another box?
No. I guess so.
That's a tub of some kind.
It is. And I want to find the clip of us trying the original. Because I know it's from like year one.
We gotta find that clip somewhere.
This is, I
think I have
believe,
a
the
feeling
very
about it.
first flavor you and I ever tried.
Was it?
I believe. I don't think it was a cotton candy. I think blood orange was the very first flavor we ever actually tried.
Trying to think about that one actually.
Well, you see, the funny thing is that really you don't have to think. We have receipts. We just got to go find them.
Yes. Just like, well, it is tax time. We do gotta find receipts.
Yeah, my taxes should be here any moment now.
Yeah, I gotta print out the receipt for something online too.
Supposedly mine would be here today, but that turned out to be a lie. So this is the last flavor I was waiting on. You get to try this. Because the one
Looking
reason why I
forward to it.
specifically waited for this one is because you will have my last two samples of Screamsicle, which I have direly wanted to drink, but I love you dearly as a friend and as a co-host, and I want you to
I
do a
thought
direct
that tub was
comparison.
gone.
It is
I
gone.
thought that-
I have two samples saved for you that I've been waiting to send you.
Oh, dude, like you told me that was like gone.
Yeah, it is gone, but you had the last two samples.
No, as in I thought those samples didn't even exist. I thought that tub was done with, I want to say, before Christmas.
The tub was done with before Christmas. You're damn right on that.
Okay.
I am a lucky man.
But I want you to see and try it yourself. See if you recognize any differences. This was the very first flavor we ever tried when we first found out about Glitch and their V1 formula. I have tried Screamsicle. Do you enjoy it? The Z-Toxin. It's a new name of it. In part, it's a new game.
The Cecil.
Shout out to Mr. Last Saiyan, who sent us the very first samples we ever got to try. Blood Orange is back, and I'm happy to have it back. But I do miss Screamsicle, honestly. I wish I would have bought more of that. That flavor was incredible. Last little quick review. Get to
You
the
know,
tail end of
if-
the show.
If it was one of those things where they wanted to do it seasonal, I'd be down with that too.
I mean, I technically would, but I'd just rather have it year round.
I get it, but I said the same thing about G Fuel Green Apple and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you know how they have it twice a year? They do it during St. Patty's and they do it around Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I feel like it's in the same category. It's like Rocket Pop. If you want to bring that back for Memorial Day and 4th of July, and then when it's gone, see you next year, that's also fine.
It's beautiful. You could bring a tear to my eye drinking this, honestly. Because have you ever seen the scene in Ratatouille where the old decrepit dude eats the piece of ratatouille and he gets taken back to his childhood of when his mother ate or made him the ratatouille?
Yes.
This takes me back to Baby Teach and Baby Relly, the first year doing the podcast. 6 months into doing it. First trying Glitch because of The Last Saiyan. It reminds me so much of the OG, but with the benefits of the new line. I could bring a tear to my eye.
That's crazy.
And you're going to have that same similar feeling, I guarantee it. The blood orange flavor is there. It's not overly harsh. It's not overly citrusy. It's very smooth. Yes. Yes. See, we said at the same time because you remember trying it.
I remember it being smooth and being like, how is this orange? There's no... It's not tang. It's not overly strong. It's not tart. It's not too sweet. It's this take the element that makes it perfect and bring all the elements together to smooth it out, and boom. That's just crazy, bro. Absolutely just nuts.
Unfortunately, though, the sad part is that we do have some flavors being vaulted. 4 more got vaulted. 2 are still up on the site.
So
Those two.
tell me what got vaulted.
One of my
Give everybody
personal-
the clarity of what got vaulted.
my diehard favorite, and it's sad. And I bought the last 4 of them. Predator,
That hurts.
Falcon Smash.
Okay, so to counter that argument, I said if you were going to vault any flavor, this is when we had the first 2. The Rocket Pop, I can understand being seasonal. Crack Sauce, you're breaking my heart. However, it's Falcon Smash. Me personally, now Dana might hate me for saying this, but can you have Smurf Juice and Falcon Smash?
Yeah. But at least there's still Smurf juice left to have a blue raspberry flavor.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, can you really have both on the market?
Yeah.
And you could say that for the other one that I was referring to between Aim Assist and Cherry Bomb.
Because
Out
they
of the
are similar
two,
but different.
they are similar but different, but me personally, I'd take Aim Assist.
Okay. See, if we're talking the cherries too, that's where we differ. When it comes down to the blue raspberry, I would take Smurf juice, but don't touch my
You see
Assist
that?
or my cherry.
I agree with the Smurf Juice because you could make it smooth or you can make it tart depending on your feeling.
Now, the sad thing is I did say don't touch my cherry bomb or my aim assist. And sadly, cherry bomb is leaving. That is also getting vaulted. So when it comes time for there to be like 4 to 10 left on the site, I will buy the last 4. That's a diehard like big flavor to me. Fun fact, really, you may or may not have known this, but fun fact, even for the podcast, to get a tiny bit even more into my life that I probably shouldn't bring up here, but screw it. Did you know when Recon and I were dating and we couldn't say those 3 words to each other that every relationship says just yet? We said cherry bomb instead. Just a
So
fun fact.
basically, so instead of saying, was it Barrett? Was it Blake? Instead of saying "I love you," you said "Cherry Bomb."
Yep. Because words carry weight,
Hmm.
and the intensity and the depth of the phrase "I love you" carries a lot to it. And
And
we
it
weren't ready.
echoes and it rings across the room, and that's just Cherry Bomb.
Yep. And sadly, the last one, which I know is very controversial to many, and I understand people that disliked it, and I understand people that did like it. I personally did like it. The last flavor leaving is also Cosmic Candy. Yeah.
Fine.
But we have to make room for all the new stuff coming out this year.
I understand that part. Now, I'm not going to compare brand to brand. I'm not going to say that Ben needs to get a bigger warehouse to store all these flavors. I'm not going to be that guy because I know how inventory works. But it is sad to see some of these flavors go. And me personally, it's just going to show. Now, I only remember vaguely of Glitch V1. And then everything being removed to the site. The site was redone, and then they released the Pro line. And then there was the first revive where the creatine made it taste like ass, and then they rejuvenated that later on. It's been a lot of big moves across the couple of years for Glitch. It has. And I remember that some of them, I've said it, and Teach owns the tub still. And I could say that I got the tub, I traded him for it because Sin was here and we negotiated this. And he's like, all right, boys, whatever. I'm just here for the beer. I did not like Litcoin Aid because I couldn't find the right ratio twice. I got it right once, never got it right again. Not sure if I overthought about it. I tried the powder to ratio so many times. My kryptonite. to say the least. That first time it tasted like a blueberry orange aid, but then the other times it just tasted like bitter chemicals. But you could blame the dynamine for that.
So, Mr.
Wh-
Riley,
At the end of the day, though, that just made them less expensive, more affordable, and more delicious. And again, it's a good thing that they moved on with that and went to Smurf juice.
Mr. Riley, at this tail end of the show, I think this is a better option for us to do.
What you
I
got?
think we continue to have Keys to the Castle, but this time we do a little bit more homework. I'll give you one. You give me one. Keys to the Castle, what would you change about the brand?
Ooh. I gotta think about this one. Huh. I'm trying to look at everything above my shelf right now. If I said C4, wouldn't that be fucking hilarious? I'm not
You,
doing.
you give me a brand, the Keys to the Castle. I will give you
I'm
a
not.
brand.
I'm not doing C4, mind you. Shit. Glitch is a conflict of interest. I feel like we could both do advanced GG.
Give each other one. Do our homework. What would you change if you had the Keys to the Castle? And we will come back to this next week.
Considering that you know your research and such, I'm going to give you advanced GG.
Okay.
Because I could counteract this because I've tried all the lines except chill. I've tried the hydration, I've tried the energy, I've tried the focus, and I know the pros and cons with all of them. And I could also add to it. So, what do you got for me? I'm afraid to ask in a sense, but
It's one of two companies to pick from.
one of two. Okay.
What is the baseline to determine what company to give?
The baseline?
What is your baseline? What is the requirement for the company for me to give to you? Like, what is it about them? Because you said they had to be established. What is defined as established?
The only reason I said that is because I have no idea what Juju is doing at the moment. Where, last time I checked, the tubs were $5. There's no more merch, so there's no like t-shirts and hoodies available, that such. I wasn't sure if they were closing up shop and liquidating, or if they were starting from scratch. Or rather, as some other companies where I feel like friend of the show, Caffeinated Alumni, I think if we go Ulti-Sups, I think right now they're still finding their footing.
So what
I-
is the base?
Stop, Dad. It's okay.
A company that's not half in, half out, and
Rip it on me.
has their footing stably.
Okay. I'll give you the one with the eye. If you know, you know.
You want to give me iBrand.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give me iBrand.
Yep, because I want to see how you would make changes to that company if you had the keys to the castle.
So, you do realize that there's a chance that episode 107, now this is going to be dependent on if we get our certain guest that we mentioned on here. But that still just gives us more time to do our homework. But to say the least, there might be a chance where I might be coming on here with some weirdish, outlandish facial hair and acting like a complete ass of myself, like I'm in some college fraternity.
I want you to bring the fangs.
I don't have a bite. I have a fake tooth. I can't do that.
So if Relly and Keith had the keys to the castle, what would we change? Episode 106, part 1, episode 107, next week, part 2. We will do our homework. If you had the keys to the castle, what would you change, and how would you change it to your brand?
So, what would I change about Glitch
Yep.
Eye?
Don't save it for next week. Save it for next week.
You know, it's actually kind of funny that we say this because I do feel like we could both go on an hour about both companies. I feel like that's perfect.
Save it for next week.
Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's
Call
see.
it there at episode 106 in the books. Get your notes. Call it there.
Okay. I do have my note cards here. It's a good thing too because fucking A, where's my pen? See? We're at a bad start. We're at a real bad start.
But that is it for episode 106.
To say the least, everybody, thank you for watching me blow my top. Thank you for watching me gather my fangs. And we will be back for some serious heat going in soon. So, to say the least, this episode has caused me to sweat. I am still in my work clothes. I need to hop in a shower and gather my life choices and think of ideas about what to come up for the next episode. Pondering if a guest comes on the show to a related topic we've always asked, and that is not just the industry, but also professionalism, content creating, and having your shit together. Because we call him the boss for a reason. Though not the big boss anymore if you've seen his journey so far. With that end to it, I will not spoil anything else. We just want to say that we love you. Thank you for being a part of and making our week, because last week's episode was the highlight of my week because it was rough. Thank you guys again. Thank you guys in advance. Stay safe. Stay warm. Enjoy the fall spring weather that we have occasionally. Drink your friggin' water. And as always, stay caffeinated. Hopefully we see you next